It's a beautiful morning, and this is Fides Media, Fides Television. Welcome to Fides Time. I am Ify Aronu-Okafor, and this is where we talk about interesting matters and how to improve our lives in different ways. So today is Saturday. Kekime in Onuoha, are you relaxing? Is there a wedding for today? Well, initially I thought that August was going to be bare of events, but guess what? Moving away from the protests, we see that lots of things are beginning to happen. Thank God we are alive. Thank God we are strong and moving forward. So how was your week? I hope you had a fantastic week. Make use of the comment section. You put in your messages there in the comment section so I can read it out. Tell me where you're joining us from. Tell me possibly how your week was and your expectations for the weekend. Of course, this is Fides Time, and we bring you this program every Saturday. Today we'll be talking about an interesting matter. If you have a smartphone, you have a phone for communication, please do not miss this program today. Stay tuned because there will be so much more for you to learn about how you can put that phone to greater use for your own benefit. Tupu anyị agaba n'iru, anyị ga-enebanye anya na isiokwu dịgasị na Fides newspaper for the week, and we'll be bringing out some of the topical issues. So do not worry, you will definitely get all the bits when you pick up a copy of Fides newspaper later on. So the major news story we have on the front cover of the Fides newspaper for this week is Southeast, a different kind of protest. That's an interesting headline. And still on the hardship protest, the hunger protest, well done Southeast, that's on page 3. ACTDA to go tough on those destroying roads. That's also on the front cover of Fides newspaper. And I also saw that the advertising agency ANSA is also going to go tough on those who have defaulted by way of signages and all of that in the coming days. So those are things to take note of. St. John's Nini welcomes Bishop Okafor. That's coming on the heels of the bishop's recent celebration of his 4th-year term anniversary as a priest, and he goes to St. John's Nini for a visit. Bishops accuse Olympics of anti-Catholicism. That's also on the front page of Fides newspaper for the week. I am Ify Aronu-Okafor, and I am joined by a young Onyanambra who is in the tech field and doing well for himself in that regard. So today he will be sharing thoughts with us on the topic that I mentioned earlier, and of course I'll clarify on that as we go forward. But join me as I make welcome the founder of NiBitLabs. The founder of NiBitLabs, he is Mr. Harrison Onuoha. How are you this morning?
I'm very fine, Ify. Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much. Before we go into the topic proper, can you, is there any of the headlines that you would want me or you would want to comment on?
Yeah, of course. And that's actually the boldest, in the Fides newspaper. I could read a Southeast, a different kind of protest. That makes me laugh. Yes, it's actually a different kind of protest, and I can say that the people are naturally reacting to what is obtainable in the land. And for the Southeasterners, they've protested, they've done a whole lot of it, and it seems nothing is working, nothing is changing. So the normal Onyibo will say, let's just sit at home and enjoy the sit at home instead of going out there in the street. So it's really, really a different kind of protest, and it's a commendable way of showing your what do I call it? Your dissatisfaction, let me put it that way, rather than going into the streets and destroying things and causing mayhem. I think it's a good one. Yeah.
Guess what? Just the other day we had the official flag off of the One Youth Two Skills Solution Initiative by Mr. Solution himself, the governor of Anambra State. The event held at the International Convention Center, Oka, and there were about 8,300 young people,
Wow, that's huge.
enrolled for the second phase of this. And that is how Anambra is protesting differently, precisely.
Exactly.
And then we also know that there's been the flag off of the Farm to Feed initiative by Mr. Governor as well. All this coming in the heat of that protest when other parts of the country are burning. Anambra State is saying we want to do something.
Exactly.
About this, something that helps everybody earn without having to depend on the government.
Exactly. For Anambra State, I think the youths have taken the approach of Mr. Governor's initiative. We have one youth, two skills there. We have a whole lot of youths that have keyed into that particular initiative. And the ones that keyed in from last year are already earning from it. They're only making a living. And not many of them are still complaining of hunger, thanks to Mr. Governor. And we are even hoping for more positive outcome of the 2004's session, and it's going to be greater than what we used to have before. So here in Anambra, there's nothing like protests. Rather, we have youths who are eager to work and earn a living. Yeah.
When it comes to youths that are eager to work, I believe that seeing someone like you and how that you're so involved in tech, you have done well for yourself in that regard. What can you say about the Anambra Digital Tribe that is coming up?
Well, the Anambra Digital Tribe, I can say, is a revolutionary initiative launched by Mr. Governor. I think it's one of his promises in the manifesto to drive at least 1 million Anambra youths into technology. Actually key into the digital space. There is a wave, technological wave among the African youth of today, and thankfully we have a governor who understands technology, who understands the need. Has commissioned the Solution Innovation District to actually drive that, and they've done the first couple of trainings, and many youths were trained in the digital space. And right now we are about to drive the Anambra Digital Tribe, which has aimed to train about 1 million Anambra youths. And I think when these youths key into this initiative, a whole lot of things, including hunger, the poverty rate of Anambra State, and the youth unemployment rate will drastically reduce. I believe so.
That's right. And that is why it's something of a challenge when you see that some people don't understand why they should have phones that are not just for calls. And that's essentially why we are here today. Oi hi chi baritoka makiata tamana cheta no bulu ni na-esonye anyị n'oge a na anyị na-anabata gị n'ụzọ pụrụ iche na Fides Time nke tata. Mụ bụ Ify Aronu-Okafor. And onye mụ na ya nọ tata bụ Mr. Harrison Onuoha. Ọ bụ ya bụ onye
igwe ndị Igbo kpọrọ ya phone, ekwentị eji akparịta ụka, eji communicate from one point to another, from one person to another. So or igwe ekwentị, that's what we refer to as the mobile device.
Okay. Nowakita, in the present society, is it enough to have a phone for calls alone? Or because I see that smartphones are the rave of the moment. Onye nwere nnukwu phone, ọ dị ka o nwere ihe kwalia. So how can we reconcile that, especially given the economic realities we are faced with?
Yeah, ịma oge mbụ ikwu okwu maka ekwentị, ihe ndị mmadụ ga-echekebe bụ ịkpọ mmadụ na phone or just to talk. So it's mainly about phone calls, right? Mana, when we have smartphones, I shocked her that and were so many other things you can actually do with your smartphones other than calls, right? So it depends on you that is using the smartphone to actually find out what other things that are relevant for me, on this smartphone, because the smartphones of today are already equipped with a whole lot of tools and applications that can actually make your life better, can actually make you smarter, because we call it smartphone because it is smart, and you using it is also meant to make you smart. But when the contrary becomes the case, that becomes a tragedy. So when you will use the phone, the mobile phone, which is a smartphone, we tend to try to use it to make something positive out of our lives. Whether in your workplace, whether in your personal endeavors, what you use mobile phones to do, matters a lot, and it can help you a lot. In fact, mobile phone can actually make or destroy, depending from the angle you're saying it, and from what purpose you actually think it serves for you. Yeah. So when you talk about phone, there are a lot of things you can do about it. If you are in a workspace, you are working with your colleagues and all that, you can use the phone to actually make yourself more efficient, to make yourself more productive, right? Phone helps you to work remotely. You don't need to be actually in the office to always discharge your duties. We have some applications that allows you to interact with your team members over the phone, thereby that accessibility will be there. It's always accessible and all that. And phone helps you to manage the way you spend your time. We have so many applications that are actually addressed to that. We help you manage your time, manage your schedules, to make sure that you are on track and you stay on every particular task that you are in, right? And then it goes on to, something like the health. Mobile phone of today helps you to even track your health, right? Know what is wrong with you at a particular point in time and all that. And most importantly, security, right? There's a feature in phone that allows you to even, I don't know if many of us knows it, there's a feature that allows you to even alert someone whenever you are in danger, right? When your phone is in danger, your phone automatically alerts people that you've specified and then tell them, hey, something is wrong and all that. And then we come down to skills development. Many youths are unemployed today because they are looking, okay, a lot of people, let me just, tie it to the tech space. A lot of people will say, I want to do tech, but I don't have a computer, right? And that has been holding me back. And I used to tell people, yes, and all that. You can do a whole lot with your mobile devices, and you can earn from it. That's just it. You can earn, yeah. There are so many sites that you just need to sign up and perform simple tasks on the sites, and you start earning. So if you are actually spending about, let's just say 5,000 naira on data every month, you should be able to be making something out of that huge investment. But most of us are not making anything out of the investment we are putting into our phone, irrespective of the fact that we bought the phone for hundreds of thousands of naira. It's just there. It's just for the pictures, the videos, the snapshots, and all that. That's what most of us, thinks we can do with phone. But then we can do far more than that, you know. And the earlier we start it, the earlier we'll stop complaining about so many things in the society, you know. Your phone can help you to become a voice. Your phone can help you to actually contribute to matters and issues that affect you as a youth in Nigeria of today. Yeah.
Wow, I had to let you roll all of those because for each one you mentioned, you know, I kept listening and I was asking myself the important question. If you haven't even started maximizing your phone, really, because one thing I've learned, you know, in as much as I'm the interviewer, I think I'm learning much more than I even expected, really. So if you're out there watching us now, I nana batagi ofoma no gano mpareto kanye bomaka etu anyi ga-esi wee na-abawanye. Ọ bụrụ na ị nwere smartphone, you already have the tool that he is talking about. So ask yourself the question, okay, now we have I maximized this phone? And melite elele kwesịrị ka m na-enweta na ngotelu phone? That is an important question to ask yourself. Before I go into the major issues, I want those questions to come from you. Because the reason why we appealed to Harrison to be in the studio this morning, Bukande Bani Juonya Juju. Obulu ife na agbagwojuga anya na ekwentị gị, that smartphone inwe. Biko, zitela anyị ozi na comment section kita anụwa. For all the things he has mentioned, he talked about how the smartphone can help you maximize efficiency as a worker. Because now work is not just about being in the office anymore.
No.
When you go home, work can even continue. Meetings can happen virtually. Can you explain to me how that has made the business world look like these days? I know you mostly work remotely. That's why you're smiling.
Yes. I'm a remote person.
Okay.
70% of the works I do today are on remote basis. And I think that started immediately after the 2020 COVID. And a lot of people keyed into that wave, and they started having virtual workspaces and all that. Even some people moved to Web3 workspaces where they built a virtual workspace and people come to work, you know, in form of avatars and all that, you know, just to make it fun, right? But what I'm trying to say is that our workspace, as of today, you know, does not necessarily need to be in a sitting arrangement where everybody comes to work and go every day. Most jobs of today are flexible. And with the help of your phone, you'll be able to flow in very well. You'll be able to, you know, actually give in value. For me, I can work virtually everywhere. So I don't need to be at a particular place. Once I have my computer and my phone, I can work from anywhere and I will deliver the same value I would have delivered if I were in the office. So I feel that office is somehow limiting me. You know, going to work every day and coming home is somehow, it's tiring to me. Mm-hmm. So why not I just stay at home and do that thing I need to do, you know. So the most important thing is to be self-disciplined, because some people cannot stay at home and work. They will decide, or they'll prefer to do some other things, or maybe their attention will be drifted. And that is actually why some people are against the hybrid model of workspace operations. But I see it as an advantage, and it has helped us to collaborate as team. We have virtual calls over, I think there was a time we do have more than 5 virtual calls every day, right? And these are with team members that are not just in Anambra State. Some are in outside countries, some are in Lagos, some are in Abuja, and we just have mobile phone. We're able to connect, we're able to share ideas, we're able to, you know, drive a meaningful impact and actually advance our work. So,
okay, so breaking down the walls of the offices, that means that even if you're in Oka, your office is in Oka, you can afford to now have hybrid meetings where everyone comes in, even consultants from abroad will be part of it. So it becomes easier to make work efficient. That's interesting. We would like to bring you back sometime to talk about how you're able to work efficiently from home. That's a different topic. Okay, but we're moving on to the next thing. You talked about the smartphone helping us to manage our time. And I was shocked when you said that. Meanwhile, we have comments on Facebook. It's Wise says, well done, guys. Lillian Jane is saying good morning. Good morning, Lillian. Thank you so much for your comments. Remember that you can let us know where you've joined from, and also drop your comments on any of the issues that we are talking about. Tell us how it affects you, and also make a contribution it is very important for all of us to have the ability to contribute so we have a rounded understanding of the topic that we have for this morning, which is enhancing productivity and efficiency using mobile devices. And of course, we're talking of smartphones. Managing our time. How is it that? Because the problem I hear about all the time is that people are usually lost when they have their phones. There's a lot to watch, content overload, sometimes fear of missing out, FOMO, a lot of things. So video, after watching this one, they don't even let you click anymore. So it's just on autoplay. So how are you now telling us that the phone can even help us manage our time when it's now a distraction?
Well, it depends from the angle you're actually looking at it from.
Okay.
You know, from my own perspective, my phone helps me to keep track of the things I'm doing, right? I have times I go through my social media, and if it's not that time, I will not actually go through my social media, right? I have this app in my phone that actually reminds me of what I should be doing at every particular point in time. So whenever I pick my phone, I look at it, I say, oh, I'm meant to be doing this, right? I will, immediately drop my phone and get to work, right? But I think it has more to do with self-discipline, because even with phone, you can have so many personal productivity tools like Microsoft To Do, Microsoft Planner. You can have something like Trello, to
Those
actually.
are apps.
Those are apps that helps you to, schedule tasks, and time, and they will remind you, when it's time. But it's left for you to actually develop that resilience. You need to develop that self-discipline to be able to follow through your schedules that you have already on your phone. So phone helps a lot when you really know that you want to do this. It helps to remind you, help to make sure that you do this and all that. Phone, it can even help you to, fill in maybe your objectives, things you were able to achieve for the day and all that, so that you're able to plan better, for another day. So it boosts productivity for me.
Before we take a short look at other comments that may have coming in the course of this conversation, I would also like to know, because this is a time when most people are worried about the security issue in the country. And you told us that the phone can even serve as a tool for security. So can you buttress that a bit? Because that really got me interested. I would like to know what to do so that my phone can actually give an alert in case of any.
For me, personally, my phone, there's this setting that once my phone has been off for 2 hours, because my phone is always on. So if eventually my phone goes off for a period of 2 hours, certain contacts will be alerted automatically that there is a danger with this person, right? Look out, So even my wristwatch, if something happens and I was not able to breathe for like 20 seconds, right? Because it detects when I'm breathing and when I'm not breathing. It sends alerts, to certain contacts on my phone. So
no, wait. Okay, saying wristwatch can send an alert to contacts on your phone.
Yes.
How is that possible?
It's possible because of the technology that was used. It monitors my heart rate. If my heart is beating abnormally, I will not beat a bit or send their alert. Or we can go to my doctor, to my parents, to my brother, or to any contact I set it, or send their alert. I will my phone a day off for a period of 2 hours. Some people will be contacted that something might be wrong with me, that my phone is unusually off. Right? And so that they will start, looking out for me or something like that. I've had the cases where someone called me, and then with them text na phone, na phone get it off. Are you fine? I said, yes, I'm fine. Just that I had to put it off, for some time. So that way, it helps you to be security conscious. I'm going to kidnap or something happens. God will not let that happen. And then your phone will be able to signal some people, so that maybe though the efforts of recovering very early enough, right?
Hey man, any food they have, phone we can say God forbid, but of course there's a reason why we have police, where there's a reason why we have security apparatus in place in the society. So it's also important that some of this security, So can you give us an idea, just in case anybody wants to explore research in that regard? Activate 1 or 2 security features. Can you give us 1 or 2 leads?
There's a mobile app that helps to do that. Once the mobile app is installed in your phone, it helps to do that. And we have so many of them, And once you install it, you just have to, fill in the contacts that you want the phone to actually contact. And it's a paid mobile app, so they just have to collect a token from you. To me, it's not that much. Once it's actually serving the purpose, it's not that much. Once you just pay it, and your phone goes off, anything happens to you, your phone helps people to look for you. If you're on a premium version, it even sends people your location, the exact location of that device at that particular point in time. Okay. It sends people the location, so that and it sends at intervals, maybe 2 hours, to be sending people your location, so that people always know where you are at a particular point in time. Now that we have a lot of issues of insecurities, so many people go out without coming back, right? So it's something great to have in your phone, and not a lot of us know about it.
But when you talked about the phone being able to communicate one's location, that means your location must be turned on.
Yeah, location must be turned on. It has to be a deliberate act. You have to do it deliberately. Turn on your location always.
But I sometimes hear people say that when you leave your location on, you're trackable.
Yeah, you're trackable. Given the security situations of the country, right? You're trackable, true. But then you also have to look at the positive side of it, right? So what if something goes bad, because nobody knows where you are, nobody knows your location, and that would just be the end of it, the end of you. So me, I feel that sometimes when I'm going out I used to share my location to certain people, privately. I will share my location to everyone for security, sake and all that.
Okay, so you're saying that it is also a good practice to message some people and say, oh, I am going so, I am, so
of
that
course.
they're carried along, and some might even call you later to say,
are you back?
Okay.
How did it turn out?
Okay, so what places, so that we will be carried along to understand what instances when it is necessary to actually make such contacts?
Okay, it's important when you're going for a place you are not unsure.
You're unsure.
You're not sure of, right? You are going to maybe see someone you haven't seen before, like most of us that meet a lot of people on the social media of today, and you have your first meeting with them. You should be able to tell certain people around you that this is where I'm going, this is my location, right? Always check up on me if anything goes bad. That's very important. So if you have a business meeting per se, and you don't know the nature of the business, you've not been there before, it's actually good to tell people where you're going. And if you're actually on a journey, you're traveling from another state, from one state to another state, leave your location open. Tell people where you're going. Turn on your tracking devices and all that, so that people can be able to track you. Recently, there's a technology that we used to have. Yeah, we normally have it in the button. It's actually RFID. That tells your location real time. Once you're putting on that clothes, your location is always known to the people that you allow them to know your location. So these little things are security features that has been invented to help us to actually keep us safe, and we should start making use of them. It doesn't cost much.
Okay, just for someone who does not understand what apps are, you might want to start with issues like being security conscious, and as you start doing that, with time you'll get used to other things you can start doing with your mobile phone for gains, because life first.
Life first.
Yes, life first. Onye dindo egejizikwe phone ye, baba ego, jilikwe phone ye, and other things you can actually do with your smartphone. So we hope that you're able to send in your message. Let us know where you're joining us from. This is Fides Time, and we're talking about enhancing productivity and efficiency using mobile devices. You can let us know how you are already doing that, or how you intend to start doing, what you intend to put into practice in the coming week, given what we have learned from Harrison Onuoha, the founder of NiBitLabs. Okay, now let's also look at what you talked about. A lot of times when we advise young people to go into skills acquisition, to get a skill, 1 or 2 skills. In Anambra, we say 1 youth, 2 skills. What you hear is, I don't have a laptop, I don't have this, I don't have that. But then usually you find that the person has a phone. Is it enough to say I don't have a laptop these days, especially with all that we see going on in the world of mobile tech?
I think that excuse of I don't have a laptop is not really working, and it's not a valid excuse, for me, because we have 2 parts of tech. We have the core tech. We also have the softwares that you can actually venture into with your mobile devices, right? If you are looking to going into programming, web development, and all that, that's when you should be talking about laptop. Even at that, you don't need laptop to start. You can start learning the foundations with your phone. When it's time for you to venture into a real life practice, with projects, start talking of phones. So you can start something like Web3 marketing. You don't need a phone. You understand? Trying to market Web3 products, understanding Web3 products, and all that. You don't need phone. You can start, maybe be a technical writer. You don't need computer to be a technical writer. Maybe you can be a website reviewer. You don't need a computer to be a website reviewer or mobile app reviewer, something like that. You understand? So there are people that, after developing their softwares, they look for people to test it, to see if it works. And when you test it on desktop, which is the computer, you also need to test it on mobile to see the compatibility, to see the functionality, right? So mobile software testers are also needed, and people are paying huge, to have them. So why don't you just learn these skills that you can do, you can thrive well with using your mobile devices. It can actually earn you a living. You can start off from there and maybe get a laptop sometime in the future and do some other great things. So it's not an excuse to say I don't have a laptop, right? So that's what I can say about that.
Okay, wow. It's been a great time talking to you this morning, and the exposition you have given regarding how we can maximize our smartphones. So we'll definitely continue this conversation at a later date, because we would like to see other aspects. You talked about business, and that's what we'll close with. But in subsequent editions of this particular series, we'll start looking at particular things that people can begin to do. But I want you to talk to business people. Ndị nọ na Ekoka, ndị nọ na Nkwọ Nnewi, ndị nọ na Otu Ọnịcha, ndị ọga, ma ndị ụmụ boy. Usually, etu anyị si ghọta ịzụ afịa n'ala Igbo, ọsọ afịa, mana ịgba ọsọ afịa. Ụfọdụ na-afịa nọ physical activity, mana onweloka technology, nka na ụzụ anụmanụ na-ekwu maka ya, si wee change to more megali etu ekwesị isi na-agba ọsọ afịa nwa.
Eziokwu, o chenjili ya rinne. Ịma na ọ bụrụ na ịkpọsara afịa n'ime ahịa, maybe mmadụ 20 fụrụ ahịa gị on a day, Mana ịkpọsa afịa nwa n'internet, I can assure you that the number of people mmadụ na ga-afụ afịa ahụ ịkpọsara ya akarị mmadụ 20. So I'm just trying to say that you have unlimited markets. More than you use your mobile device or make use of internet to sell whatever you are selling, right? If you sell to 2,000 offline, you should be able to sell to 100,000 online, because you are selling to the whole world, right? And in today's world, many people are now making sales online more than they are making in their shop. So I have a friend that told me, Harrison, I don't think there is any point of me having a shop again.
Oh, really?
Yes, because he posts on his Facebook status and everywhere. He does Facebook promotion and all that, and he gets sales more than he actually gets inside his shop. On a shoes, sneakers.
Okay, sneakers.
And you know, it's trendy, right? So many young people are online and they like to shop from online, and he does pay on delivery. So, opposite shop here, Bruza Fiani, Bunata Nayat, Nanambra Kono, they make video, you know, they post to say, and people they go online more than they go offline. Or some not call him, say yes, not call again, you know. And he has been doing it. So a lot of people also are doing it. Abroad just to sales. You can use your phone, keep a record of what you are doing in your business. We can below accounting, you know. We can below inventory management, and with some inventory managing apps. We can below invoicing, something like that.
Get a invoicing or any receipt.
Yeah. You generate a digital receipts, you know. Madugua here, it generates automatically or send there to the person's WhatsApp or to the person's email. So if you go, it takes you on the phone again and all that. You go make card, something like that. Automatically, see WhatsApp number or send the earlier PDF file of your logo. You know. So, when even analog. Most times, it's prone to error. You know, in a mega same mistake
and even delay.
And delay.
Oh, if you're a mother, maybe knows it tell mother no office. Before I be a go see a fee now.
Invoice. Oh, so okay, I forgot coming for go. Was there confirm or so? Oh, you make it not just you being smart, your business operations are equal smart, and with just mobile phone, you'll be able to. And what that thing does is that it will help to build trust.
Okay.
You know, it will help to build trust. When people that maybe they send someone and they've already received feedback even before the person arrives, so we'll say, oh, that means the business went successful and all that. So
that's right.
There's a lot we can do with our mobile devices in our businesses, a whole lot of them.
Okay. Ofum bossy aiga bia na Fides time. And you get me hengosi, you will actually show us one or two of these things.
Yes,
so onwe apun kichi when yani hengosi anwa. Emepenya anya fukene ka osiaga. Ka dịka anyị na-apịa chi cheta na inwe ike izitela anyị ozi gwa anyị ka o si wee metụta gị ihe ndị anyị na-akparịkọta maka ya. Ọ bụrụkwa na ịnọ na-enene anyị n'ikuku kịta biko zipụ ozi a ka ndị agbata obi gị ma ụmụnne gị solukwa wee nụ ozi ọma anụnwa gbasara etu anyị ga-esi wee wele igwe okwu anụnwa anyị nwe ka ọ ghara ịbụzi ịbụ sọsọ igwe okwu ka ọ bụrụkwa igwe ego ọkwa ịghọta ọ bụrụ na ibu nnukwu fon n'aka ka ọ ghara ị na-anyịgbu ya anyịgbu ka ọ bụrụ something ọ ga-abụ ijili ego na-abata na-awụbata because daily credit alert is where the world is right now. So finally, Google is important. Maka na a na-ekwu maka reviews and onwe ihe na-agụ asị na ọ bụrụ na ị na-eme business and you're getting reviews on Google, that it also adds credibility. So kedu ka business people ndị anụnwa ekwusi maka fa from Otu Onitsha to Nnewi to Ekoka and other major commercial hubs in Anambra State, how can we begin to maximize Google for business productivity?
Yeah, so Google has a product they used to call it Google My Business, but they recently changed it to Google Business Profile. It's a profile where it's very easy to create and verify, put in your business information, your contact, your address, your product pictures, and a description of what you do, right? So that when people search for certain things that has to do with your business comes out. Recently, I got a connection from India. Someone for a business profile I opened for someone, months ago. They were contacting the business. They were trying to contact the business for a kind of partnership all the way from India. I was like, wonderful. Okay, I don't know, but let me connect you to the people that actually manages this business for it. And I called the client and I gave him the contact. And today they've sealed a wonderful partnership, and they will be serving as the major distributor for the Indian company here in Nigeria. So it all became possible just because I compelled the man to open up a business profile via Google. So it helps for your business. Free.
Hey.
All free. So
that's amazing.
when people, after maybe interacting with you or your business, you can maybe share them a link. Please tell us what you think about our business via the Google business profile. And they will click the link and say, maybe rate your business 2-star, 3-star, 5-star, and add a comment. You know. They're able to add a comment, you know. And for people like me, even if I want to buy something or I want to do something online, first of all, go for the reviews. I'll go to the common mobile app before I download. I'll first of all read the reviews. Kamalife people nature maka the particular item I want to get involved with. So I'm going to share the review. I'll be able to proceed to the next. So when people see a positive review on your business profile, I think they will be able to make a decision faster. Right.
I cannot wait to have you back on the program, because now I believe that this can even be a starting point for our demonstration the next time on how our people imagine Anambra businesses dominating Google when it comes to Nigeria. If we can only show how that can be done, that means that we'll be attracting more GDP, right? The economy will be bubbling, especially Anambra is different when it comes to business. If we can only add some of these things to what we do, we'll definitely be popping. And of course, the internet does not lie.
Exactly.
If we are there, we are there. You know, and that can actually be the renaissance of contemporary business in Anambra State. Thank you so much, Mr. Harrison Onora, founder NiBitLabs, for being here on Fides Time today.
Thank you so much for having me. And viewers, thank you for tuning in.
Okay, remember, I'll definitely appeal to you, please. In the comments box, lots of people will still keep commenting. That's what we get. So I hope that you can also respond to some of their queries as we go on. Please, Mr. Harrison will definitely be a constant feature on this program, because there's so much more. We just touched the surface. Beans.
There's so much more.
You know. And today is Saturday. I'm wishing you a fantastic weekend. On behalf of Fides Time crew, I appreciate you. Thank you so much for being here. At any point you see this live stream, please share it. And of course, tell us where you're watching from, what you do, and possibly you can tell us how this content and the thoughts you're getting from this engagement resonates with you. Special thanks to everyone tuning in from Obaru, from Njikoka, from Otuocha, from Ayamelum, everywhere across Anambra, from Enugu, from all parts of Nigeria, and even from the diaspora. Thank you so much for choosing to spend your Saturday morning with us. Also, appreciation to the Director of Fides Media, Father Robert Anaboso, ably assisted by Father Constantine Okoli, esteemed media crew behind the camera. Irene Nwozo, thank you as well for your support. Afambo Ify Aronu-Okafor. Ana m ekene gị na-asịzi gị ka ọ dị oge ọzọ anyị ga-abịa na Fides Time. Be blessed.